I had a client come in me complaining of pain through her pelvis, around her pelvis. And over the course of the session, we discovered that she was suffering from a severe case of what I call yoga butt. She had very, 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 very low muscle tone through her glutes. Her activation was poor, and the strength for the glutes was minimal. She had good muscle tone through the quads, very high muscle tone through the calves, and a bit more muscle tone through the back. And what was happening was the pelvis was being pulled by all these tight muscles in all these different directions, and there was a lack of stability at the pelvis because of the underdevelopment of the glutes, including into TFL. So during the session, we released some of the tension in the surrounding areas, but what's more important is the homework that I gave her. Whilst I could have given her glute strengthening exercises like squats or weighted bridge lifts, instead for me there is a piece missing before that, and that's activation. Because if the muscles don't know how to fire, how to engage, then applying load to that area through movement, the same thing's just going to happen. The surrounding tissue is going to compensate rather than the glutes doing the activity that we're wanting them to do. So this is the exercise that I gave her instead. Coming down onto the belly, going to do one glute at a time. So I'm going to bend my left knee and activate through the hamstrings to squeeze the heel to the bum. There becomes a slight tension through the top of the hamstring and into the glute because of the attachment. Now what I'm going to do is to focus on the activation of the glute muscle. To lift that left knee, that bent knee, away from the floor and then release it back down. Maybe placing hand on the glute, or maybe even just a finger to get that body-mind connection. It's the activation, the squeezing of the glute that lifts the leg away from the floor, keeping the hip bone attached to the ground before releasing. This activation exercise will help this area, this musculature, start to fire and wire in the body so that it knows to activate and to engage. And then once it's able to activate and engage, we're able to apply load and build the strength of the muscle. But first, for me, activation.